has the bathroom grouting gray color, and due to weather, started to get really dark, and it seems that all the time it's dirty. So that's why I decided to make this change. Look at the difference of a white stitching, a gray gathering. So you really need to change. The first step is to identify all parts loose to be able to remove. If you don't have the right tools, you can be using an old knife from your kitchen. And it is important that she has saw to make it easier to remove this old joint. In case you don't have that old knife, you can improvise, using a nail and a little piece wooden, this way I'm showing you. And to remove the grout is very simple. Just pick up the tool and close that surface where the grout is until it gets a little more hollowed out. It is not necessary that all reassemblement be removed. The important thing is that you make an opening, enough for the new joiner to join better. Staff, the way I'm teaching you here is to show that it is not necessary have so many tools to do repairs in your home yourself. So you close all these joints, including on the floor, and all the parts you want to make the trail of the assembly for you to remove that excess dust. It is important that you use a brush, but you can use the broom too, but the brush will make the kava very clean, without dust, and thus do not affect the adherence of the product. Here is a common grout in white color. Brightness goes according to each manufacturer, so you need to look straight into the packaging. I paid 10 reais in that bag of a pound gathering, and in all I used 2 bags of that to gather the whole bathroom. And for application to be faster and without much dirt, I will use this plastic bag. And I'm going to do like pastry chef. I will cut off the tip of the bag, and so the application will be very easy to help spread and remove excess from the grout. I will use this wheel that we use to remove excess water from the sink. So this roller will be very useful in this work. Saw it as mega simple, quick and practical to do it this way. Also remembering that you can use those ketchup and mayonnaise glasses to make this application even easier. Another tip that I have already advanced here for you is that when it comes to placing and choosing the bag, it is important that it is a bag a little stronger. And look at the difference from white grout to old grout. That was in gray color. People is a lot of difference. That what is this? Just look how it's getting. Staff, looks like another tile has been put here. And a really cool tip regarding the corners. Many people have doubts, but you can do so much with your finger. How much would that roll to? When you do it with wheel, you pass once on one side and once on the other side. And to do cleaning, you can use as a common sponge. Those that we use to wash the dishes. Only she can't be too wet. And also cannot be because otherwise you'll have a hard time the same way. So she has to be a little wet people. The floor is easier to make application, so that's why I didn't use that little bag. And this one is the result right after application. Let's look at before and after. Sky people, look at the difference. From the bathroom, how were you with the gray ream? And now just because I put a white grout, looks like it even gave another face. Gave a renewed, and I spent 20 reais to do this. And there guys, like today's tip. If you liked, leave a like. Take advantage of. Check your keyboard. And activate the bell so you don't miss the next video because legal content comes around. The situation of the ceiling here. The plaster frame simply finished. And in addition to having fallen, started to mold here on the ceiling. Today I will show that it is very simple. Solve this case here. To put an end to the mold on the ceiling or wall, people, there is a homemade solution that is very simple. You probably know. And it is very effective. What it is to use liquid water and water. Then you'll get some liquid water. Then the amount will depend on the amount of mold that you will want to withdraw. Put the liquid water in the sprayer. Now you will complete with a little water. People. So the amount of water has to be greater than the amount of liquid water. And now I'm going to get the sprayer and I'm going to clean over all areas that have egg. And to remove excess product, do you use a bushing or else a cloth of? Preferably they are clean, because otherwise it ends up staining the ceiling, especially if the ceiling is white. Depending on the stage the mold has, you can do cleaning right after you apply the product. Or if you have a lot of mold, you can leave it there for like 5 minutes, more or less, to be able to act the product. And then you do the cleaning. Look guys, I just got it. To disguise the product, I haven't even spent 2 minutes. And I didn't screw up either. And look how the monster is gone. Has one part or another. There it's stained. I'm going to do the cleaning. The backpack is here in my hand. I haven't even been through it yet, so the feud can tell that the problem was superficial. And that doesn't mean that the hill will not come back in from here. It's a practical solution. What can you do to not make your house ugly? How was the ceiling? It's already another look just making this homemade solution. And now, the next step is to solve the plaster frame problem. Making the collage of this frame has no secret, people. You use the glue plaster itself to make this fixation and return the frame to her. But how I believe that the problem was the humidity. If I put common glue plaster, maybe the problem comes back. SOY. Today I will show you a little secret that I will use to make this fixation. And to make this mixture is very simple. You will use the glue plaster itself. And the special product I'm going to use today is the only S plaster, which is a hydrogen for plaster, that added to the glue plaster will make the product water. And on behalf of you, the interrogant will prevent with which demorphs and stains first. You are going to put some water in a common container. Then you will add the S plaster and water. It is very important that you add it to the water, because if you add glue to the plaster after you're ready, maybe this product here doesn't mix by complete. So that's why you add it first in water. Mix the product and only then you put the glue plaster. We'll put half a spoon. A teaspoon. You can already make this plaster waterproof. This from here is too much already for that amount. After you have mixed the S plaster completely in water, now you will add glue plaster. And the same as regular plaster, you will throw the glue plaster sprinkler. And the amount. Ideal is when the plaster sticks no longer sinks in water. Just look here, there is already a certain amount. I'll keep floating for a minute. And I'll start moving. Guys, I had to get the rest of the parts out too, because it was falling. So lest it suddenly happen to fall in the future, I took them out soon and will replace them all. Now, I also had to increase the amount of plaster glue, because now the pieces are bigger. So to make people application, very simple. You're going to get this back of the piece here. This one is the piece that was on the wall. I got all the excess out here in plaster. Glue that used to be able to put again. I will apply. The plaster sticks to this bar down here. And I will also apply here at the top, which is where it will stay on the ceiling. So a part will pick up the ceiling, and the other part will pick up the wall. Plaster sticks after it is placed in the frame and fixed on the wall. Hardens very fast. Something like that for a minute. So there is no need to put tape, crepe or any other type of support. Hold on for a minute, that's going. It's good in the meantime you take away the excess, not to give work at the front. Now I will use the raised dough. Or else it could be the acrylic mass. To cap all the vans and holes that are missing, while on the loose part of the finger. Look, just as it's getting personal, you already have one other guy. Realize how running mass already makes a difference. Look at this side here. This side here is not with racing dough. And this other one here is already on a roll. And look at the difference. Look at you guys. How did the ceiling look like? It seems nothing seems to have happened. A very simple thing, to be truly good. You saw that it is very simple. Solve the egg problem. And also the plaster frame is not complicated at all. Is no seven-headed animal. Anyone can do it at home. Of course it takes a little patience, if you are a beginner. But you can do it quietly. And look at this one before and after. Unbelievable people. Staff, this was today's video. Hope you enjoyed the content. And see you in the next videos with lots of cool tips. Kiss, bye bye.